We are in Krakow today in Poland. This is one of the southern cities here in the country. We actually came here 2 days back. We just rested a bit yesterday and explored the city a little bit off the camera.
Yeah.
And today we're off to explore Krakow. It's -8 degrees now, but the sun is out. We're all geared up and I'm looking forward to eating some of the Polish food today.
One of the things that we are most curious about in Poland is eating the food. Like in other parts of Europe, while we would have definitely liked to eat more, there was a lot less vegetarian varieties and everything started to seem very bread and cheese at our price points. But here, apparently things are a bit different. So we're going to give that a try today. The plan is to walk into the old town area of Krakow, which is one of the most scenic spots in the city, and then also walk to the Jewish quarter and explore a little bit of that part of the country, I will say, because there's a lot of intense history in Poland about being a Jew. Hopefully we'll get to see and learn a little bit about that today. So this behind us is called the Vistula River, and we're staying just on the other side of the river at our friend's house.
Half of the river is still frozen, and in the other half you can see so many swans.
Yeah, right there below. And this side is the old city.
Did you see that?
Oh. What was Amitabh Bachchan doing here?
And is that his own handprint?
I think so. We have now come inside the Wawel Castle. So this is actually a hill called the Wawel Hill. It's right across the river. So we crossed the bridge and came up here. There's three very interesting things here. One is this cathedral behind us. Another is the castle, whose tower we just saw.
And also we saw a statue of a dragon downstairs. I heard that there's some kind of a legend.
Yeah, we're curious to know what it's about, but we also learned that every hour or so it blows fire. So we'll go back later when the sun comes down a bit to catch that and then learn a bit more about the story. Wawel Castle and Hill Mound actually dates back to probably the 10th or 11th century, at the first point when the castle was built, the fort walls were built. So it stayed around for 1,000 years. So Poland is actually home to two major religions. One is the Jews and the other is the Catholics. So I think this church, it's Catholic, but somehow the design seems to be very Russian-like, like, you know, Orthodox or Georgian Orthodox. It's got the round dome and everything. You like the castle?
I like the paintings on top. You see that?
A euro. While walking around here in the old town, we saw so many shops, like souvenir shops, which had a magnet of this really specific bread sticking on the walls everywhere. It's this is what it looks like. It's very, very local Polish bread. And this one comes with cheese on top. Eventually, we found some people holding it in their hands. They were eating it. So we asked around, and a little old lady who was selling these for 3.5 zloty. So it's just under €1 for one. Definitely looks like regular bread. So I'm just going to give it a quick bite. Fresh bread, definitely. Has cheese on top. You can see the mild taste of it. But other than that, it's pretty normal. We've now made it to the center of Old Town. This is called Rajeklovny. Has the biggest square that we've seen so far. Really cool. A lot of old buildings. As you can see, the sun has come out. Actually, a lot of people, we never really expected winter tourism to be like a thing here. But there's just so many people, and there's still a lot of ice on the footpaths. And this one here, while it looks like an old building, is actually supposed to be a market based on a 19th century arcade design.
So should be warm. I think we should go there now. The market we walked in Iran, Isfahan, same time. We've got a cup of coffee. Honestly speaking, for me, most of the city centers, the old town areas in all these countries are starting to look very similar.
Yeah, I was reading that there's actually a term for this. It's where you're so used to the thrills that you've been getting from seeing new places or new experiences or new things that every incremental thing that you see also feels like it's pretty much the same and you don't get the thrill anymore from it.
So, what is the term?
I don't know. Let's put it here.
Okay.
We're now entering the Jewish quarter. So, this area is supposed to have a lot of history sitting within it. Some of it is not very great to hear. It's really painful. It's still a part of the Polish history, especially around the late 1930s and the 1940s. So, this is during the Holocaust, the concentration camp era, and when the Nazis had Poland under control and what happened here. So as we walk through it, we'll probably learn a little bit more.
Whenever I buy hot coffee, within half a minute or 1 minute, it becomes so cold.
So you get cold coffee and you get hot coffee.
Yeah.
We just walked down through Schindler's Passage. It's actually one of the buildings where there were a lot of Jews initially living. And during the German occupation of Poland, this is one of the many places where the Nazis at the time moved the Jews from wherever they were into ghettos. This is a ghetto. A ghetto is like a slum, basically a project housing sort of thing. And the Jews were first moved here. And then eventually over time, as things got worse, they're actually moved from here into concentration camps. So they lived in very bad conditions. That was something we learned about at the museum yesterday at the Oskar Schindler enamel factory. So for those who've seen the movie, you know how crazy that story is, how painful that story is. And if you don't know, Oskar Schindler was actually this man, a Polish businessman who rescued over 1,200 Jews during the Holocaust era, where he kept them at his factory and just kept them alive, taking good care of them until the Holocaust finally ended. So he's actually known as not just a local hero, but also as an international hero among the Jews and people across the world because of what he did, risking his own life. So this phase of Poland's history, it wasn't particularly about the Jews alone. It also involved the death of about they say about 30% of the population of Poland itself. Almost 1.1 million people are actually killed during the Holocaust era. We are here now in the Jewish quarter. There's a lot of old buildings that we'll just walk past. It's almost sunset time. The temperature is getting wildly cold.
And our camera batteries are dying like faster than ever before.
Yeah, we never really knew that it could go down so quick.
And Navneet is struggling with holding the camera. His fingers are frozen.
Yeah.
It's become red and swollen now.
Hard to operate them with our gloves.
It's time for food. Can we get finezza, please? A big one. And no mushroom, but instead of mushrooms, can you please put jalapeno?
We've just got a Zapiekanka.
It's basically a flat bread with many toppings on top. Oh my god. It's super delicious and it's so hot and spicy. Yeah, put some cheese, feta cheese, some spinach, some spring onion on top, and lots of spicy sauce. It's delicious. It's super crispy as you bite into it. And it's really hot, very nice for this weather.
I think that was definitely one of the most amazing dishes we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Super yummy. And this one was crazy spicy. Like I underestimated how spicy it would get, but so good. So
Now it's sunset time. We go in front of the dragon statue, which is supposed to give out flames in the dark.
yeah, it breathes out fire apparently. So we'll go check that out and then head back to our host home. It's been a short vlog, but this -7, -11, I think it's somewhere in between that.
It's
today.
unbearable.
It's really cold.
We've been like stepping into souvenir shops. Oh, we have to buy souvenirs too.
Oh yeah.
We've been stepping into shops here and there just to feel a little warm, and then we continue. We go into churches and sit for some time.
Yeah. It's crazy. We're not the only ones feeling cold.
We are just standing here waiting for the dragon to breathe out fire. And everybody around also have their cameras on, just waiting in the cold. You think when the dragon breathes of fire, we'll suddenly become more sweaty? This dragon also looks weird, right? Not like the ones. That was it.
In Polish, smoke means dragon. There's a little cave down there, which there is a legend around. So legend says that thousands of years ago, the dragon actually lived in that little cave under the Pavel castle. So above, as you can see, is the whole castle and the citadel. Dragon used to breathe fire and terrorize anyone who walked along the river banks here. We're actually in front of the Vistula River right here. So the legend says that when people were walking around here by the river and getting chased by flames, they didn't know what to do to get this dragon under control. So eventually a very clever shoemaker in the citadel area, he came with a sheep and he fed the sheep to the dragon, and the dragon suddenly exploded. Turns out that the sheep had sulfur inside it. That's the legend of why there's a dragon here. And the dragon has sort of become this very important symbol of Krakow. In fact, while walking around here and there in the city, there are random buildings which have small little dragons hidden here and there. So you can actually see, maybe Krakow should be called the Dragon City. I don't know. It's pretty interesting that there's so much of culture around the whole dragon thing.
That was pretty much our day in Krakow today and our last day in Poland.
I know our time here hasn't been very long. It's, again, we only have a couple of days to spend in each of these countries because of the weather, and we'll probably come back to explore more of Poland in summer. But for now, we'll catch you in a bus tomorrow.
Yes.
On our way down south to another country. So we'll see you in that vlog.
Bye.
Bye.
Had to come back to our favorite spot and have lunch again. And look at the rush today. If it is dark, that means it's still yet to be cooked. Yeah.
Already?
Pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on the fire. Yeah. Yeah, take it off.
Too aggressive.
Yeah.
Ja też tak chcę zrobić.
Tak? Dobra.
Yeah. Subscribe!